So anyway, my last video, I went into my whisper. I couldn't pull myself out of the whisper. I was trying. What's good, y'all? Lonnie Appleton here. If you have a couple of minutes, I'm talking about how I have disrespected the fuck out of my husband. And I'm just now realizing it because I opened the trunk that I organized past 2 videos. Anyway, I just identified at the end of the last video that that's not only that my husband loves me so much. It's not only that my husband is so secure in himself. It's not only those things. It is also that the level of abuse that I am subjecting my husband to ain't got on what he's used to. And that's why I wonder if we are trauma bonded versus love. What if we've never even experienced love? Have y'all ever thought about that? What the world needs now is love, sweet love. They been done told us, y'all. Because love would not talk to each other the way that we talk to each other. Now I'm speaking community, not me and Dre necessarily. Love wouldn't call for the genocide of the other gender the way that is happening right now. Love wouldn't bitches and hoes us every other word if that's what we were. Love would not slap us around. Love will not feel that the only way we're gonna learn our lesson is if you cuss us out. That is not love. And that's not even at the spouse level. That's the parent to child level. So what I'm saying is, I think we gotta really look at what love is. We really got to reevaluate that stuff because I don't want to jump into the cycle of abuse. But I threw away this man's history and I laughed about it. I cut up his Martin Luther King picture during Black History Month.
When it's real, feeling's hard to conceal. Can't imagine all the pain I feel. Give anything to hear half your breath. I know you're still living your life after death.
To be the backer of one of my art pieces, and when he expressed his distress, regardless of what his distress looks like, I laughed about it because I know that I can verbally spar him down. Nobody else can, but I can, and sometimes I think he allows me because when the cameras are off, he hits me with the 1-2 Mayweather. So he's not innocent, and see, there I go back into making excuses. What I'm saying is all of what I said in those previous videos, and I owe my husband an apology because he has dealt with abuse and he's taken it because he has done some things so he doesn't walk on water. But I've done way more stuff. The abuse, the spousal abuse is like never ending with me. What's good, y'all? Lonnie Appleton here. If you have a couple of minutes, I have now entered onto a tangent of how I have abused my husband. And I know there's a lot more out there who have or are abusing our husbands. I'm sorry, boyfriends and fiancés, you don't matter. If you're not willing to commit forever, and I'm not saying commit forever, there's plenty of videos on this page that talk about how I view marriage and friendship, relationships. Always friends first. But if you are not willing to commit forever, you don't matter. But husbands, I said all of that and I lost my fucking train of thought. All right, I had to do the replay. So what I'm saying is abuse isn't smacking them around. You know what I'm saying? And I don't mean this. I'm not trying to be insensitive. I'm just being me. It's not that type of abuse. Abuse is giving and denying love as a form of control. Abuse is you cussing him out whenever you want to as a form of degrading him. getting this close to his face, like he's not supposed to respond to this. That's a form of abuse. And these men who have just of integrity stand there and they take that And I've done some of those things. I've definitely, with a smile on my face and a kiki in my voice, I've said some really messed up things. I revealed some really private things. Like, I know it's private, and I know what's, because look, you come to a place that's so secure in yourself, I'll expose it all. The fuck? You want to judge me? And here's what my ancestors told me about judgment today. I was sitting at the altar and I started running back my ancestry line. And I was like, boom, I got slaves. You know, we always stop there, and then not all of us, not too many of us anyway. You know, then we got African kings and queens. Then we got we got pimps. Boom, we got hoes. Boom, we got drug dealers. Boom, we got presidents. We got boom, inventors. We got all these walks and demographics in our bloodline. We have our Kellys in our bloodline. And so if we can forgive and give at least understanding to our bloodline, why can't we give peace, or just not peace, but just a little bit of understanding to other human beings? So anyway, what's good, y'all? Lonnie Appleton here. If you have a couple minutes, I'm breaking down how we are abusing our spouses, and I'm talking verbally, emotionally. We always just think that the goocher gotcha is the physical abuse, but the physical abuse is an escalation of the emotional, psychological, spiritual, all the other ways that we abuse each other, and we don't acknowledge those because they're so commonplace. Anyway, so yeah, I have abused my family, my entire family, but I'm always on my kids, right? I have abused my kids on all the O's. And so now I'm looking at my husband, and even the things that I thought that I was doing in love, the way that I did it was in such an abrasive manner that was even just ripping at his man, you know? And so for me to be such a public person and to be even having this conversation with you all could be a violation of his trust. But I'm not ready to wait to ask because I already know his answer, because he's going to let me do what I want. He's always going to let me do what I want. And that's why you get you a man that loves you more than you love him. Because you want a man to allow you to be 110% you. And even if it's at the sacrifice of himself. And this isn't on the negative side. You see how me and Dre vibe. You want a vibe like that? You have to find a woman that makes you want to. I'm not going to say what I was going to say, but what I'm going to say is you're willing to submit to her. Society is so wrong it's all about the woman becoming a mindless puppet. And y'all running around like if you don't want to be a mindless puppet, you're broken. And you're not checking yourselves. And this is exactly why Spirit didn't let me record this video earlier. Boom, just made that connection. But what I'm saying is, y'all out here calling for the genocide of black women when you're the fucking problem. How can you ever look outside for what the problem is when you didn't first look what's inside? Because what's inside is the common factor, regardless of what woman it is, and that includes your damn mammy. You got the same problems with every woman in your family and every woman you've ever walked up to. Why? Because that family is what shaped you into the man that you are.